Morning, everyone. There's a paper in front of you today. I want to make sure everyone has this in your hand. Get a pen out if you don't have one. This is going to be, I guarantee it, the most important 8 minutes of your day, if not your week, month, or possibly the year. And it's not because I'm telling you it is. It's what you do with this that matters, okay? I only get to talk to you guys every couple of months, but today it's going to be the State of the Union, April 2026 on media. There's way too much for me to tell you and hope that you would remember it, so I wrote it all down. The very first thing we're going to talk about today is AI. So on your paper right in front of you, you see AI slop is killing segments of AI. So you might have heard recently Sora got the kibosh. Who heard about Sora, the video generation program that people were using to make AI slop? It looks bad, it's inconsistent, it's incongruent, and it was massively rejected by people beyond novel users who are hobby creators, and it's not going anywhere. OpenAI, who owns ChatGPT, killed the project, which then killed Disney's investment in it, and now leaves Disney out there looking for somebody else to try to do generative AI video for. That's evidence right there in the market that something is changing. And it's not just abject software rejection, it's consumer rejection as well. We're gonna get a little more of that in a second. Who knows Alex and Layla Hormozi? Raise your hand. You've seen the Hormozis online, acquisition.com. They're doing hundreds of millions of dollars of sales in businesses and acquisitions, and their company is worth more than like $2.3 billion right now. The Hormozis just wrote an open letter to all their employees, and it said this: stop sending us memos and emails that chat is writing. If you don't know how to write the email to us, talk your email out so it sounds like you, and use talk to text on your computer. Talk to text on your phone. Talk to text on whatever dictation tool you're using so we can still get your voice. The second thing that they just wrote, and this was Layla's big announcement to her entire company, was that her role is changing. She's getting out of operations to move into, drumroll please, new division, drumroll. The new division that they are launching is their media department. Andy's not saying that. That's Layla Hormozi saying that. And Andy's not here telling you you need to create a media department, but that's what the people that are pioneering all these things are doing in business space, doing acquisitions, doing startups, doing growth scale, doing planning, and like actually going for it. Her role this year changed to run their entire media department. Okay, lock that in, hold on to that. We see online backlash in comments. This happened in Christmas when some corporate businesses who normally run the beautiful Coca-Cola polar bear ads, not just them, but like other people like that, something is familiar and they're starting to run AI slop, and people abjectly rejected it online, and it was mocked more than it was welcomed and received. You have audiences able to recognize what's real, even though AI is getting better. You guys already see this. I don't even need to spend a lot of time on this one, but this is happening. And then media agencies are gloating about not using AI. This is happening at the end of movies, into TV shows, into short films, and they're saying these quotes I wrote there in front of you. Made by humans. No generative AI was used in the making of this film. No AI was used in the writing of this script. So people are using that as like a badge of honor that, oh, we're still making stuff with humans. So that's what's going on in AI right now, okay? I'm not saying there's no place for AI in your business, your company, but you have to know how to use it as a tool, not as a replacement for you and your creativity. Next thing, we got to rush through this. YouTube. YouTube continues to dominate television streaming. That's correct. Television watched at home by you with your duff in your chair, on your sofa, your recliner, watching TV using your remote like this, flipping through stuff. Netflix is still number 2. Multi-billion-dollar Netflix is number 2. They're at 8.8% of streaming. YouTube's at 12.5%. Last time I saw you guys, YouTube was at 12.8%. Oh, they lost 0.3%. Who cares? They're the only one that still has user-generated content. Last time I looked, no one in this room, including myself, has been approached by Netflix to run a podcast on their platform. Anybody? Yet. You know who they are asking? Celebrities who you already know, and putting them in sets that they're building and using big budgets. They're literally running the same playbook they know how to do for TV and streaming because they don't have another play. This is the open field for all of us categorically, because in the YouTube space, you can make what you want with who you want and where you choose and how often you want. And you're not bound by contract, you're bound by choice, and in some cases, budget. But the reason I'm saying this to you is because YouTube as an agency is going after everybody, and they're inviting you to be a part of it. All these other players aren't even asking you to come to the front door and take a look, let alone be highlighted or on there. So if you're not on YouTube yet, take a serious look about getting on YouTube this year. I'm not going to go through the rest of the list. You can see them. These are the big name people that are barely chipping the surface of viewer attention, yet you know these names even without looking at this list. You know Discovery Channel, you know Prime Video, you know Roku and Tubi. Okay, so YouTube, skip down, collaborator feature. This is like Instagram. If Miguel and I are co-promoting an event and I'm the author of the reel on Instagram and I invite Miguel as the collaborator, it looks like we both co-authored that piece of video content. YouTube is doing the same now. So that means now all of the interviews you guys did with me for the BNI Partners in Excellence show, if you have a YouTube channel, guess what Andy can do? Andy can invite Eric and his channel to be a co-collaborator as well as the BNI Partners in Excellence show. So now it looks like we both are distributing that episode. Does that make sense? You can also do this with short form. So YouTube's coming after everybody. Instagram's doing collaborator stuff. Now you can do that on YouTube as well with YouTube Shorts. You can invite collaborators. And I'm doing this on behalf of BNI San Diego, county-wide, with now the people that are visiting that show, so that there's double saturation across both audience types. Okay, next thing. Expanding the footprint on TV at home. You guys see this. Every time you turn your TV on at home, there's YouTube options. There's plenty of other players you could be watching and plenty of other like services. But you see a YouTube option. I guarantee it. And I don't know if they're paying for that spot or not, but I know that you see it because I see it every time I turn on my TV, and it's not because I'm always on YouTube. It's that it's there. It's there right next to Paramount Plus. It's there next to Prime. It's there next to whatever else you've been watching or they're suggesting that you watch because it's buying up space and it's occupying real estate on your television screen, and that's not going to go away. All right, branding and marketing. These are notes for you to take home. I already mentioned the CEO branding thing, but like the era of personal branding is here. People want to buy from you, not just your business. When I had to, most of you guys in the room know this except for some of our visitors, I had a business that failed a couple years ago after I was ill and hospitalized. You know who I hired for my bankruptcy? Point and look. I hired Jason. You know why I hired Jason? Someone shouted out. Because I know him. I was like, this guy will have my back. He knows me. I know him. I have to go through this thing. It sucks. I don't want to go file bankruptcy and then stand in front of 30 people and tell them about it. But I will because it wasn't the name on the door. It wasn't, oh, San Diego's elite best bankruptcy person ever. It was Jason. And so wherever you're not in your personal branding, figure out where you have to be. There are people that understand what H&R Block is because that's all they know. But you know how many people go to Nuri because they know Nuri and they trust her team and they know them and they're known by them. It's the same for you no matter what industry or classification you're sitting here with today. People are going to buy you because they know you. So I'm gonna have to do like a longer presentation on this. So I'm going to leave you with this today. The three big areas, if you turn to the back, this is where everything's going next. The trades, the wellness industry, and law are all screaming about podcasting in long form because some of these can't advertise some of the things they can sit in an interview and talk about. But they also know that this is their way to get in front of more people, directly email their clients, and establish more authority and credibility in digital media space. Last thing I'm going to tell you is at the end of April, I'll be at the BNI conference in Orlando recording podcasts out there. While I'm gone, major things are happening at our studio. We're building a second scene in the room you guys have all been into. So we have a completely second look. We're networking all of our cameras, so we're going to be able to do live cutting in the room, and you'll be able to, on a select basis, some of y'all are going to get same-day shows back from us. And for those of you that do live streaming to YouTube, or you have like a streaming audience or someone you know, love, and trust does online streaming, we're actually going to be streaming capable so that they can go right to YouTube, live on YouTube, and then when their show is over and they say, goodbye, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight, that show's already on their channel. So those things are coming up for us technologically and in our system. So keep that in mind as you're looking for referrals for us in this space. It now includes any of these people that do live streaming on YouTube already. We're outfitting our studio and upgrading it so that it can meet those needs in the market. All right? Thank you guys for watching. Lastly, on the page below, at the bottom of the page, I'm kicking around the idea of running a class on short form and long form changes to go like deep in all these things so you know how to better win in media in the rest of 2026. And I care and love about you guys a lot. So if you want me to teach a class, please send me a referral through the BNI app. It will be a referral from you to me and just say class on the referral. And that way I'll know who needs a class. And I'm thinking about like a half day, whole day thing where I can really dissect all this for you and help you win and get some more attention online and get that visibility and more trust. Okay? So if you want that for your business moving forward this year, send me the referral. Thank you guys for your attention.